shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And boy, oh boy, we got some stuff to happen today. You know, you got an interview with Phil. Phil is outside again. Phil Dominus Maximus, really his first of his name. Microsoft of gaming. It's crazy how you think that these guys will stop overreacting to every little damn thing. You would think that will become a thing. No siree bop. Every time I turn around, these dudes is overreacting to something new. So, I do have some stuff to talk about. I do have some stuff to say, because I've been right 98% of the time, all the time. The problem is, a lot of these dudes, they actually, when you think about it, when you really, really, really think about it, these Jews just want something to be upset about. They need to cry about something. Because there's parts in that interview, if you really had a common sense and you wasn't a low IQ dude with scars, you would have walked away with that saying, hell yeah, I'll take that. I'll buy that for $1. But, no, PlayStation got some stuff popping. Horizon Lego. We got the numbers. It's ready to rock. Horizon Lego is on the clock. Horizon Lego. That's going everywhere. Yo, I'll be having a whole different videos ready and set up to make. And I don't do those videos based off of the fact that other stuff pop up and then other people start jumping out the window and I just be like, I gotta go, I gotta get it. And I just don't be wanting to do it, but I be having to do it because they are hurting us. They be high profile dudes too. Well, people I consider high profile. I mean, the world doesn't consider them high profile, but I consider them high profile. And it just be like, not you again. God damn, sit down, let somebody else have another shot at being stupid. Let's get to these topics. This is so much fun. If you thought you was eating good before, well, you're eating great now. You like breakfast? Well, if you do, Xbox and IHOP has you. Ready for an epic breakfast adventure? Xbox is gearing up for the December 9th release of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. They're teaming up with IHOP and they're serving up an incredible menu. Now, starting November 18th, IHOP and guests can dive into a special Indiana Jones and the Great Circle inspired menu featuring a debut of the fully loaded French toast and the signature beverages, including the Explorer's Caramel Apple Butter Hot Chocolate and long-lasting cookie butter milkshake. But the adventure doesn't stop there. Become an International Bank of Pancakes member and upload your IHOP receipt to earn pan coins that you can redeem for exclusive Xbox content and theme prizes in IHOP Stack Market. The Stack Market would have weekly drops throughout the program, including full game downloads, exclusive merch, gaming accessories, 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate for new members only, and much, much more. Make sure to tune into IHOP and Xbox to host a live stream November 18th at 12:30 p.m. PT time on Xbox Twitch and Xbox YouTube channels to unveil some of the exclusive rewards available only to IHOP loyalty members. That is, if you are a loyalty member at IHOP, I suggest you make sure that you are now, because some of the items that I did see is interesting enough to intrigue even the king. As the official breakfast partner of Xbox, exclusive merchandise was created for IHOP Stack Market, most notably a set of limited edition collective glasses. Now, remember back in the days when you get those collective cups, they used to have the Marvel cups, and I would go ham for these cups. I remember going to my grandmother's house, and she still had my cups. Bless her soul. All right, well, you get a limited edition collectible glasses nodding back to the 1980s nostalgia. The glasses feature original artwork from Mac Taylor from Xbox and spotlight iconic Xbox titles like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Halo Infinite, Sea of Thieves, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, alongside a limited theme IHOP gift card series sporting similar designs from those same titles. Over the next coming months, IHOP will host Xbox-themed sweepstakes and Stack Market, including custom IHOP-themed Xbox Series X and more. Offering even more ways to celebrate the partnership, head over to IHOP, enjoy some legendary eats, and score some exclusive prizes. Now, we all knew once Xbox became the little megastar that he is now, and he's no longer the block sweetheart, he's something different. The partnerships were becoming fast and furious. Well, right now, they partnered with America's Breakfast. And if you don't see the writing on the wall, exactly where they're heading, they're going to bigger, better, brighter, and they're making partnerships with iconic food chains. When I saw this hit the timeline today, I was like, yeah, this is definitely something that I'm gonna go into, because there's a lot of sideshow analysts, sideshow CEOs, people that tell you they know exactly what Microsoft is doing and where they're heading. Well, nobody saw this coming. I can guarantee that for a fact. All right. So the partnerships that you will see in the next coming months, up and past, I say to June, which will be incredible from what I understand. This stuff is nuts. All I can say is hop in, right? That's crazy. My disappointment in Microsoft and their ability to read the room when it comes to getting World of Warcraft over to Xbox and its customers. I guess that's a bridge too far to cross at this moment. They probably feel that they don't want to upset the apple cart. That would be introducing an unknown variable to an already money-making machine, which they see WoW as. I guess the turnover would be too quick in where they would have to present certain things. But you can't fathom my level of disappointment when I assumed in my heart and hoped and prayed that this would be the day that Microsoft told you that World of Warcraft was showing up on Xbox. I don't care if it was in Game Pass. I don't care how the hell they was going to make this game available. Now, I know that makes no sense, and I know that flies into the face of conventional wisdom when it comes to King. You have a high-powered PC. You can just play World of Warcraft, and you can go do that. You don't need to do it through your Xbox. Well, sometimes it's not just about me. And sometimes I want the same flexibility that I have with all my other games. So if you're going to tell me not to sit there, hope, wish, and pray that my favorite games come over to my favorite platform, and I know you're going to say, King, you can play anywhere on your Xbox. You can get right on that PC and you can have fun. That doesn't preclude you from doing so. I understand. I hear you. I'm stubborn. And I will continue to be stubborn, because if I want something the way I want it, it works that way for me. Maybe it doesn't work that way for you. Maybe you have a little bit more fortitude when it comes to your favorite game and where you want to play your favorite games. But I'm going to tell you that I still hold out hope within hope that I can get back to one of my favorite games of all time and get back to that same level of addiction in the platform and on the platform that I choose with the friends that I know. It's going to be there that I can reach out to. But they did show so many wonderful different DLCs and different things. The whole thing was 3 hours long. So I didn't get a chance to finish everything of it, but 20 years ago, I was on the ground floor of World of Warcraft. And after I think it was like 4 or 5 years of World of Warcraft, I had to walk away. And not saying that I didn't long for those days where I was minding gold and doing all type of strange for some change, pause. But honestly, the game always will still feel like home. So I know the moment that I'm able to partake again, it's going to turn right back into the same love affair that it was over 20 years ago. A little bit less. But for everybody that did get a chance to see all the World of Warcraft stuff, it's wonderful to see that after all these years, she still looks that damn good. Now, over the next couple of topics, we're going to talk about pretty much the same topic all over again, all right? So, but I'm going to go through the way other people interpret interview. Now, Xbox boss Phil Spencer expresses his dislike for manipulative expansions. Microsoft Gaming CEO says expansions aren't mandatory for first-party titles. The head of Microsoft Gaming business has expressed his dislike for the manipulative expansions. Phil Spencer discussed Xbox's approach to releasing an expansion for first-party titles in a new interview at GameFile. During this conversation, the interviewer raised the possibility of Microsoft capitalizing on a large player bases provided by Game Pass by leaning into more heavily into paid expansions. Spencer said there's no top-down mandate on expansions and not every game would do expansions. It's really left to the creators in regards to what they plan for their stories. I think it's a great way for us to re-engage players who may have lapsed. I don't like expansions that are manipulative, Spencer added. I want to have a unique point of view. I don't want it to be like this third level that you cut from before you launched. And I think he's referencing Spider-Man. Everybody knows the elephant in the room is how Spider-Man had so much additional content, especially when it came to Venom, and those boards was ripped from the game, and so was the multiplayer, and those things was going to be offered afterwards as paid DLC or separate games, which Venom has been into. So when he's talking about the practices that's going on, people have to read the tea leaves. He's not going to particularly call out somebody that he actually works with, but he's also lecturing them and smacking their hand in public that only they should know. But the rest of us do understand and do know that this will not be tolerated no more. See, what a leader does is he leads, but at the same time, he's going to teach. And he's going to show you we are above exactly the pettiness and the childish things that these dudes are doing. So we're going to show you that we're not going to have you pay for this, and we're not going to ask you to do this, and we're going to lead by example by not doing so. So if it does make sense, it will make sense, but we won't cut it from a final product in order to make more money on top of the money that we're getting from you already. And you can only admire that. But anybody will tell you something other than what they heard from this interview, and it'll allow me to continue. In a separate Bloomberg interview, published today, Spencer said Xbox is still open to more acquisitions. Following his last year's $69 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard King, he also said Xbox wouldn't rule out any first-party games coming to PlayStation 5 or Switch, and that Xbox is working on handheld prototypes. Now, this is where you get people telling me that the Xbox has crossed the line or whatever the hell that means. I don't understand it. I think the level of ignorance that when it comes to people is astounding. Their interpretation of other people's words. So you have to really understand a lot of these people are low IQ individuals that you cannot speak to. All right. So you have to understand this. So operate in that sense that a lot of people that are listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth cannot interpret. They don't have common sense. Comprehension skills are few and far between, and common sense is a distant cousin to what they know. So what I'm going to say is, he didn't say anything different. He told you that he had a handheld, told you that they were working on more devices, told you that they were looking for more acquisitions, told you that they were looking into expansions and stuff like that, but also reiterated everything's a case-to-case basis. There's no hard stop on anything. And will we see fit, we will do. That's not an indictment on anything. It's just doubling down on everything that he said before. Well, you got to take the good with the bad. You wanted unions inside Xbox? Well, you wanted unions inside Microsoft? Well, you wanted unions, you wanted job security. Well, what comes along with unions? Strikes. All right. I myself was part of a strike. That was the wildest thing ever. But also, I got a chance to watch scabs cross the line. Never understood exactly what that was until I actually saw it. And then it was scabs. That's a wild thing. We used to call them scabs. We had picket signs and all that. And we were fighting just for, I guess it was like equal pay or something like that. I forgot what the hell we was fighting for. I was young. It was my first time. I was in a corporate structure. And in this corporate structure, it was like, we strike tomorrow. It was crazy. It was crazy how the mobilization happens and how the union reps actually tell you what they're going to do, and they're going to hand out signs and stuff like that. Hey, yo, listen, I'm going to show you exactly what the signs look like. And it's not like I'm gleeful for this, but it always comes into a peaceful resolution. They get pushed into a situation where conversations happen and one person is unrealistic and the other person is unrealistic and they're unrelenting. But at the end of the day, it's bad for business. You do want the people that know their job to do their job. You don't want people that don't know their job doing their job, because that leads to mistakes, and mistakes can be costly in this business. So why the hell would you worry about mistakes happening when you could just actually mitigate those level of mistakes, look and see what they're giving, and y'all could come to a middle ground. So what happens is middle grounds do happen. It happens all the time when you see strikes. So we just had a union strike at the ports, and what happened? Some people thought it was unfair, and they thought it was unfair, but they did come to a middle ground, and those things got mitigated, and we didn't lose much. So hopefully Microsoft and Xbox and ZeniMax don't lose much. But Xbox faces hundreds of striking employees as unions at Bethesda's parent company ZeniMax stages a walkout to tell Microsoft to stop dragging its feet. They're like, yo, come on, pull it together. So well, they're outside with picket signs that look like this. All right, Microsoft runs on outsourcing. You know, this is the CW8. Microsoft hire our contractors, and they're outside. And you know, there's another group of them. You know, listen, I wish them well. I'm for the people, by the people. Today they're on strike from a post from the union on Twitter accounts. Listen, they have to do what they have to do. If you feel that it's unfair conditions, if you feel that they are outsourcing work that being given to you, if you're an able-bodied worker and it's in their contracts that all available work should be given to union workers first, then that should happen, right? They don't care about Microsoft saving any money because that was not the contract that they signed. Microsoft should live up to every letter of the contract, as sure as the employees should live up to every letter of the contract, and they will hold them to that. So again, we're at a point where both parties need to come together, come to some form of agreement, and put this behind them. Because what happens, like I told you before, mistakes can actually lead to stuff just not still being there. All right. So let's get to it. Let's find an even ground. And I'm pretty sure that they will, because a lot of times, especially when you saw how civilly they were protesting. They weren't disorderly. They were color coordinated. Again, if you look, they had nice signs, remote works. You got all the messages. And listen, they got smiles on their face because they do understand sometimes this stuff is necessary in order to fix change. So I'm glad that they're able to speak their truth, have their voice, and their voice is heard. So now that their voice is heard, hopefully that tweet does get a whole bunch of likes, get a whole bunch of people retweeting it. It does get noticed. And that way, Microsoft and Xbox can come to the table with ZeniMax, and they can come to some type of agreement and some type of limiting the farming of outsourcing to other people other than the contractors that are there. That's the common ground that should and will happen. I have great faith in these negotiations, especially when they are as civil as this, especially when it's that. That means a lot. As I told you guys before, because I'm 98% right all the time, the Xbox handheld has been spoken of again, this time directly to Bloomberg from a Phil Spencer interview. Now, you've gotten the words directly from the individual's mouth. So no longer is it speculation or rumor. No longer is King may be right or King could be right. No, King is right. All right. And I told you that a handheld was coming. Well, King, I don't want a handheld. Well, shut up. Don't buy it. Very simple. Well, King, I want a traditional console. That's coming too. Stupid. Relax. I can't keep talking to low IQ individuals that don't actually understand exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know how many times I have to be proven right before you guys say, oh, wow, he does know something. Oh, wow, he is understanding things. Oh, wow, maybe, just maybe, I might take a chance and listen to this guy. But a lot of times you don't like the messenger, and that's cool if you don't like me, but you still come here to listen to me. And you're going to run tell your friends. So I appreciate that. And keep doing so. Xbox confirms handheld in the works, but it's a few years away. Didn't I tell you it was coming in 2026? Somebody told me it was coming next year. I said, no, it's not. A few years away is what? 2026. Oh, boy. Phil Spencer confirmed that Xbox prototype is prototyping a handheld console. Yes, they are. Now, my idea of the whole thing is, to be honest with you, it's going to be a dockable device. Now, I don't understand what hurts the psyche of individuals. You can have a dockable handheld, and the dock is a powered dock that has an extra GPU to it that amps it up. You dudes, I want the most powerful whatever. The most powerful doesn't win. So what is it that you want? You have to honestly, clearly ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want the most powerful? Do you want the most successful? Do you want the most I want it all, King. Well, that's just not really how it works. Do you have a ROG? Do you have a Steam Deck? Do you have these handhelds? Have you tried them? Do you understand how they work? I've never been a handheld dude. So if you've never been a handheld person and you never tried a handheld, so you don't know a handheld, well, you don't know if it works for you or if it doesn't. Right now, Xbox is making sure that those cloud games that you do have, your full library, that you're able to download those games or play those games on the cloud or play them natively. These things and many, many more things are in the works. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was any of the pyramids. But they're standing there right now. You still see the Roman Colosseum if you go to Italy. You still see pyramids in Egypt. What I'm trying to tell you is anything worthwhile takes time. And anything worthwhile that takes time will stand the test of time. It's just not that simple. And it's just not that easy. But if you hold the line and hunker down, those things and more will be afforded to you at the proper times. There have long been rumors and leaks about a portable Xbox console being in development, with Phil Spencer expressing interest in the idea recently in June. But today he finally confirmed that the handheld platform is in the works. Speaking of Bloomberg, Spencer revealed that Microsoft is currently working on prototypes looking at the emerging market to help foster the vision. So what you see is he has a whole bunch in front of him, the most successful ones, right? And then he says, okay, well, price-wise, how did they do in the market? See, he can extrapolate by looking at everything, what made each one successful. And Frankenstein, each one of these devices, in order to come together with one universal device that does everything each of these devices does best. You see, because I like my ROG's power, but I hate the interface. I love my Steam Deck's interface, but I hate the power. Now, if I can come to a point where I can take that interface and I can place it with that power, whoa, baby. But then there's the Lenovo Go, where I can take the handhelds off and I can actually move them around and do what I choose. Right? So you have to just say to yourself, what is it that I want to do? Do I want to be able to stream? That is a streaming device that I can just jump on a stream and use less power, but still get my games. Or do I want to play them natively? Will it be that versatile? Hey, do I want to have the Epic Shop there, or do I want to have Steam Shop there? Will these allow me to bring in more customers to my device if my device is as ambiguous and as ambidextrous as it should be? That it doesn't impose an exact IQ there, that doesn't have an exact identity. The only identity that it has is when it boots up, it's a Microsoft Xbox handheld that boots up Game Pass. But if you want to go into the further reaches of the device, there's other stores there. And they will work out the back end and the deals on that. But why should you care about that part? Let Microsoft and Xbox handle that, while you just make sure that you get a handheld that you can take anywhere at any time, to hook up anywhere at any time to play. Could you imagine having your handheld in your hand and you can look up at the game on the TV and you can just cast it to the TV and play with your handheld like a traditional controller, but play on the big screen anywhere, wirelessly? You really have to understand the stuff that's in the works, and I did not reveal a damn thing to you right there. Don't you go around telling anybody what I just said. Keep your mouth shut, be quiet, hold it to yourself, don't say anything. When it happens, it happens. When stuff goes down, it goes down, but I'm going to tell you now, yo, this is Xbox Frontline News. You keep it here. We a team. We's a family. Don't be saying things. Get somebody in trouble, bro. Jeez. This is what I don't like, is the dishonesty of talking to people that you feel that isn't on your same IQ level or can't see what you're putting down. Sony boss admits forcing PC gamers into the PlayStation accounts can invite pushback, but insists they have to keep gamers safe, keep games safe, which doesn't really track in single player. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered is the latest PC game to require a PSN account, which isn't available in 180 countries. As much as he says that they've learned a lot, I don't think they actually do. The monthly active users means more to them than the actual sale of the games. That's like the person that you argue with all the time that needs to be right no matter how much logic you talk to them. It's a shame. It's a shame because the amount of sales that they could have is now pissed away, for lack of a better word, because of the ego that's involved and the want of something to show something to somebody else. I believe their want to show their board the numbers of the MAUs per month supersedes the sale of games and the income revenue that those sales will generate. It seems that Sony will constantly cut off their nose to spite their face, even in the signs of foreclosure and danger. I honestly can't tell you exactly what the hell he's thinking in single-player games, forcing a PlayStation account login. Other than you need the monthly active users data to show that you do have the metrics for individuals. You just don't have the sell through. This will further exacerbate the point where I say hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. It further exacerbates that point because with bonehead stuff like this, I don't know how much longer can you continue to do the same exact things and expecting different results without crashing out at some time. You're going to have to crash out. I'm seeing Herm crash out, you crash out. It seems that the mismanagement and dysfunction over at the Sony camp is at an all-time high. And for reasons other than their own, they're digging their heels in on this PlayStation account stuff to the detriment of their image. You could tell the people that were hurt the most by games going over to PlayStation. You could tell the Xbox console warriors that were at the ass end of the stick, if, again, a lot for a better word. And don't try to reprimand me. That's not a curse. It's describing the rear end of a stick. All right, so back away from me. Phil Spencer, Xbox handheld in a few years out. No red lines on what games come to rival platforms, says Viva Bloomberg. Everybody's going to run back to, what was it, the business update? Okay, so it's, where was it? Project Latitude. Xbox announced the business update. Once I establish a pipeline for giving you product, I'm not going to destroy that pipeline unless it has to be destroyed. Because if I'm making a consistent revenue from you, I will only continue to supply and inquire why you haven't doubled up on supply. So Xbox delivered, which is kind of crazy. And I have a theory. I have a theory that they are trolls. Like whoever sent over these 4 games is an actual troll. Now, Pentiment, I don't know who was screaming from the mountaintops on that game. But they made sure that they sent Pentiment over. Grounded. Remember it was a kiddie game that nobody wanted? And lo and behold, Grounded sold more than Astrobot on the PlayStation platform. Now, Hi-Fi Rush. I think Hi-Fi Rush on this list, they knew that they was going to cut Tango Games, and they wanted to shop them, which they did. They shopped them all around, and nobody purchased, right, until the end, and that was Crafting Games. But at the same time, they wanted to make sure that the game got a fair shot to live on. And they put that game on the PlayStation. And that game sold more than Astrobot. Now, Sea of Thieves. I remember certain people inside the PlayStation fan base that will tell you, boy, Sea of Thieves is boring. The Kraken doesn't have a body. Microsoft doesn't care. I told you millions of people were playing. And a lie detector determined that was the truth. I told you that these port-begging, envious Sony PlayStation guys will constantly envy you, will constantly talk down to you while secretly wanting your games. And all you have to do is just slide the crap they said they never wanted, and see how they lap it up like the petulant children they are. And I tell you that under no circumstances is that Gears, Forza, Halo, or whatever the hell. Those were Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and Grounded. And they thought after that they were entitled to other things. Holy. I hear things from people talking about Halo's coming, King. Told me it was coming the first time. I see all the push that they have marketing wise when it comes to Indiana Jones, a global icon. They're globally, they want to connect on that level. They have partnerships with movie theaters, with restaurants, breakfast clubs, credit cards, all based around Indiana Jones. So they put it on PlayStation. They was in, Gamescom, talking to the European fan base that they know is not coming to Xbox. And they let them know, we're going to run it up on you bums. Indiana Jones. In the great circle, and look at you. You thought that gave you an automatic in to go get Halo. I hear guys talking from the top of their lungs. Halo. Halo. Okay. What if you get, what is that game? Spartan, whatever. I have it. I have the game. It's Spartan, hold on. What is it called? Here it is. Spartan Strike. What if they send over Spartan Strike? What if they send over this wonderful Microsoft Studio game, Spartan Strike? Would that be what you're looking for? Would that be it? Man, listen. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys continue to port beg like no other. You want it. You needed to have it. Your heart was screaming for it. And all I can tell you is, keep Cope alive. Keep Cope alive. It's at a point now when you don't even support your own. You're looking to support us. Go buy a Series S. You can't be that hard up in the wallet. And regardless of what, you ain't going to buy it if it shows up anyway. So at the moment, you're harping off of some words that he said, that there's no red lines. How can he tell you that there's a red line where I'm honestly believe that he didn't want those 4 crappy games? And I'm telling you, that's not our best and brightest. Yeah, those game of service, good game, better game. But you guys never wanted it from all of your accounts. Xbox games is ish, especially this one and this one. And they didn't like this one. This is the only game that they was like, oh, it's cool. And the reason why you was being patronizing to us is because you knew it had absolutely zero chance to win Game of the Year. You only cared about it, after Tango was sold. I want to know if you're going to care about Asobo Games, Asobo, whatever the hell, when they get sold because Astrobot didn't do what Astrobot was supposed to do. But I'm telling you this, everything, the whole slate is going over to PC. By March of next year, Astrobot will be on PC. Stellar Blade is already running. Boy, and Stellar Blade is coming to Xbox. Another way to talk about it is Phil Spencer reveals there's nothing stopping Xbox catalog from landing on PlayStation 5. You see, the way that you manipulate words can change the connotation of things. It gives you the illusion that, bro, there's nothing stopping us. We're all go, baby. We're on roller skates going downhill, and we ain't got no stoppers. Man, if you don't shut the hell up, if you just don't shut the hell up, people's wants and needs of things to be, he's going to tell you. I can't tell you what the future holds. Hell, he can only maintain exactly what he's able to maintain. But Xbox games been making it to you guys. You just got Call of Duty, didn't you? I mean, how stupid can you be? You just got Call of Duty, didn't you? Doom is coming. Like, for the life of me, they don't do what they did to become what they are for you to just sit there and think that they won't be exactly who they said they were. She told you she was going to date other people. But you kept telling people she exclusive. Now, maybe she don't do those tricks that you like to other people. And she saved those tricks for you. Hold solace in the fact that she just don't do everything to them. And only those special things is left for you. Because you can't go out and make her into who she was or who it has become. Microsoft has become greater than. Xbox has become what you said, what you asked for, and doing it in style. He pulled up to the curb and told you acquisition season is still in effect. And you get hung up on a couple of words? Bro, I'm not going to shut down the pipeline. That's it. Recognize it for what it is and move on, my guy. Get a grip. You're just not exclusive as much as you want it to be. It didn't make any sense to begin with. My God, man. You low IQ, low vibrational individuals are just killing me, bro. Y'all are just killing me, son. The PlayStation 5 Pro game boost falls short of the promised 45% performance increase, likely due to memory bandwidth constraints. They said up to 45%. Up to. Like it was nothing about that box is stable, bro. I told you it was an unstable box before. All this stuff is in percentage and guesstimations. Up to. The PlayStation 5 Pro Game Boost mode isn't delivering the 45% improvements promised before launch, likely due to memory. It wasn't promised nothing. Up to. Speaking during the latest episode of their weekly podcast, Digital Foundry commented on the system's features delivering so far 30 to 35% improvement on titles that didn't receive the PlayStation 5 enhancement patch. While it's still not clear if the Game Boost, which is essentially a compatible mode, offers all the same features and performances of the system, which seem unlikely considering Xbox Series X, powered by AMD hardware like Sony, offers the full GPU power while running Xbox One X using similar compatibility mode. There's a very good chance that the memory bandwidth constraints are limited to improvements. This is similar to what happened on the PlayStation 4 Pro, as the 45% GPU upgrade over the base model was accompanied by only a 28% improvement of memory bandwidth, although the unbalance was way worse in the previous generation's refresh system, which couldn't target 4K resolution in games even if the system had the shading power for it. The PlayStation 5 Pro Boost feature, being limited by memory bandwidth hypothesis, is somewhat backed by how AMD handles its GPU, as an increase in the CU is parallel to the increase in memory bandwidth and the memory controller improvement that allows larger catch GPUs to be better handle high resolutions such as 4K. As such, there may be situations in the future where the PlayStation 5 Pro will be able to handle 1080p at 120 frames per second in ease, but struggle at more higher resolutions as the resolutions require more bandwidth. You're telling the people that they got a 1080p, 120 hertz, $700 machine. Do you see why they don't give y'all the console before it comes out? Why they were reluctant in doing so? Because after the fact, after it's at market, after you done hyped it up, the truth is shown. I was streaming it today. I got a chance to touch a couple of titles. I can say that what it does to games that, like the PlayStation 4 games, I don't really like what it's doing to PlayStation 4 games. I have to put in more because a lot of my PlayStation 4 games is on disc. So a lot of my PlayStation 5 games is on disc. That's why I got the disc drive. I can say I did see changes, like upgrades. I did see it. Like, I'm not going to tell you that it's not there. I'm going to tell you that it is there. I'm going to tell you that things do look better. Do some things, yeah. Is it $700 worth of better? I can't tell you what to do with your money. I can tell you to buy a historical piece of tech it's the first of its kind as far as a console that is a closed ecosystem that you plug into the television from the top 3. I could tell you that. I could also tell you that it's the last of its kind when it comes to a PlayStation hardware, hashtag no PlayStation 6. But I can also tell you that it's an acquired taste. I happen to have all the things necessary in order to receive what the PlayStation 5 Pro is offering. It's up to you to have those same things in order for you to receive those things. And sometimes you just don't have those things. So the questions to the facts are what it is. You're crying that you don't receive 45%, but it's up to 45%. The devil's in the details. I don't, a lot of dudes, oh, you brought it to talk crap about it. No, actually, I want my $700 to matter. As this hobby becomes increasingly more eccentric, and I can't say that because I've been buying $700,000, $800,000 machines for years. So I'm not balking at the price. At the price. I don't put a price on I lived this life once. I'm a one of one here. Once. I'm not going to put a limit on me. I worked for mine. I'm not going to put a limit on me. So you have to find out if it's worth it to you. After playing a couple of games, I say, okay, cool. Is it that much over the base? Nah. But it's there. It's that 10% more. It's there. It's 10%. So when dudes want 45% and it's 30, 49 there and it's no. Pump your brakes, sweetheart. But is it valuable to you? Are you stable enough in the gaming ecosystem that you can take advantage of all that stuff? You see when I pull up with my Elite Pulse headsets, the controller, my Valari pillow, camera on ready, everything on fleek. John is happening, having a good time. You don't see the television. The television behind is 77-inch 8K television. It's going down. But it's fun, though. You understand? It's a hobby that I've been indulging in my whole life. So I want to indulge at the apex of it. That's where I'm at with it. So if you have a Vizio inside your house, or if you have a low end small television, a TCL, if you will, and you have a PlayStation 4 and you're trying to figure out your king, should I upgrade? Just go get a Slim. They got them on sale right now for $380. But if you're making the jump from the PlayStation 5 base, and don't throw yourself in a hole trying to get to some place, trying to impress people that don't know you. It's not worth it. Horizon Lego, oh man. The game launching day and date on Switch. The game going up against the season 1 of Call of Duty. This game has terrible luck as far as it's launching. The series itself, the franchise itself, has always had terrible luck launching up against some of the greats like Elden Ring and the Breath of the Wild. We have seen more remakes and remasters and more reimagining of this game in different forms than any game this generation. And it's all due to Herman Holtz and his love for Alloy and this world. So if you're a fan of Alloy in this world and that 63 on Metacritic, and that stutter that you see right there with that frame pace, and mind you, this is the PlayStation 5 Pro version that you see in front of you. Yeah, I don't know who called for this or who called for any of the games that didn't sell. I find them to be absolutely boring. But at the same time, there's an audience, and that audience is on Nintendo, and Sony knows that with all that slowdown, and Sony knows that. So they're not going to close the pipeline. Cash is already being made. And again, how many times does Sony have to take these losses on these titles, on these consoles, before you guys realize that Sony is cooked? But hey, y'all are here for the ride. And I'm telling you, this is crazy. Well, we got the interview. The interview's done. Are y'all going to give me my flowers for me telling you that Phil is no longer willing to give these interviews to these little piss poor channels? I told you they'll be talking to Bloomberg and stuff like that. We do see the marketing campaign when it comes to Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and how that game, in order to maximize the IP, which I believe the IP is really crazy as far as the license for it goes. Excuse me. They had to put that thing everywhere. They really had to put that thing everywhere. I honestly believe it's going on Switch too. I honestly believe that they, in order to justify the cost of the license, limiting its reach would have been detrimental to certain levels of growth when it comes to gaining other IPs. Because with this level of care that I see with Indiana Jones, and making sure the world knows that it's releasing, is astounding when it comes to a new IP. And other people's going to look over and say, hey, if they're having that same reverence with this IP, imagine what they can do with mine. I don't know if this is an audition for Grand Theft Auto 6 marketing, but what I will say is I see it for what it is. As far as the PlayStation 5 Pro, anybody want to go see me on Twitch? I was running a couple of games on a Pro, and we were all checking out the differences. And dudes came in, and we had the conversation. And you do need a couple of things in order to get the most out of the Pro. Notably, the display device that the Pro will be attached to. Second, the Elite Pulse headsets, it's really cool. But when you dig down into the games, you do get a chance to see that it's more stable than the base PlayStation 5. And I can attest to, yeah, maybe certain things don't really work all that great, but other things look better. It was a time when I was playing Dark Souls, and I realized after putting the Pro mode on that it kept the stable image at the high frame rate. Exactly what I asked it to do. What I paid for. Other people paid for 45% when it said up to. I think your level of displeasure or pleasure with it will be your acceptance when you purchased it for what you purchased it for. Is it the most powerful console on the market today? Paper-wise, yes. Is it? No. That's an opinion based off an owner. Now, you can sit there and try to argue my opinion, and I'm going to tell you everyone has an opinion. I don't care about yours. I care about mine because I'm the one that spend the money. I damn sure don't want to talk to anyone who hasn't partaken, hasn't taken the plunge, and is just sitting on the fence, yelling from the rafters, talking about, hey, I think it's the most powerful console, and don't have a damn thing. I have a dog in a fight. It's my dog. So I get a chance to talk about it. So all this week I'll be streaming, more PlayStation 5 games and PlayStation 4 games to see where the enhancements are, if any. Should you go out and purchase? If you have the proper displays and you have the proper stuff to get it out, then we'll have that conversation. At this moment, I'm still at a middle ground. Am I satisfied with certain stuff that I saw? Yes. I'll do Final Fantasy 16 tomorrow. Now, as far as people interpreting Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius Spencer's first of his name, conversation for meaning that the whole slate of Xbox games is coming over. You guys said the whole slate was coming over regardless. And then y'all heard Indiana Jones. But now after we see Indiana Jones is marketing with IHOP, you ain't special, Waterbug. So what made you think that you were the end-all be-all? The fact of the matter is this. It's appalling at the level of, hey, man, we're getting the whole slate, man. Why do we care? Why? I'm still trying to figure out, why am I supposed to care? And I get people that pull up to the chat that tells you, or people that pull up to the show and say, well, look at him coping. Like he's this is killing him. Are you high? Is something wrong with you? What is your IQ? Not a damn thing in this world bothers me. Seriously. My level of meditation is out of this world. It's crazy. But this is a hobby, my guy. A hobby. I seen on Twitter people acting real stupid. Like, some dudes is like, we need to apologize to Tim for what? For what? Because I never talked down on my brother. So me apologizing to him is absolutely ridiculous, redonkulous, dumb, stupid, not going to happen. I didn't say anything to apologize. So apparently individuals took somebody's decision and felt that they should have an opinion on it. And now it's spin up and spit in your mouth and you got egg on your face. Never tell anybody how to game how you wanna. These corporations don't give a damn about us and you shouldn't give a damn about them. You should care about where you have where you lie your bed. Defend your house. If that's where you sleep, defend it. If that's your neighborhood, defend it. That's all I'm saying. If you choose to move someplace else, go defend over there. If this no longer serves your purpose, get out. Go. You ain't got to make no noise. Just get out of here. Keep it down. We're gaming over here. Now, I can't wait to go get some pancakes so I can get some rewards. It's cool. They're paying me to go eat. Pause. But there's so many different things in which Xbox and Microsoft is moving. So many different ways. And we're getting a chance to see what Xbox is becoming. It's not the same anymore. Xbox has changed their profile. They're no longer thinking small. They're thinking big. And the problem with these small-minded, small-thinking individuals, they're just not the same. And it's sad to see that they're going to be great. Is there any limitation on it? Listen, Phil's not in control of anything when it comes to what IP goes. I guess he has a suggestion. I guess they have like a round table or something. Whatever form of getting these games over, y'all got 4 ducks. And I see you guys losing your mind. He said, Halo. That means everything somebody said that was trolling me is real. I've never seen this level of sucker in my whole life. And it's like I'm talking about you guys almost on a every other month basis. The man said we're still in acquisition season. I told you that. I told you about the handheld. I told you about the hardware. And I told you that they were still running it up on you bumps. And you still finds a reason to cry. Who are you? What are you? It's typical disgusting behavior. Smelling beta. Just not well. You're coming off really sickly. I was going to make a whole different video, but I had to make a video about this today. So this is the part of the video. If you liked anything that you saw, please, by all means, take my humble invitation to subscribe and become a member, because member has perks. We'll be doing a roundtable this week after we watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Also, the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight is on Friday. I don't know what we should do. I think we should do a watch party on Instagram. I'm on Discord to talk about it and do something with the members, because we do have fight night, right? So we're going to figure out exactly what we're going to do, but I want members to leave suggestions. All you members, I want you to leave suggestions. Should we watch the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight and have conversations with it while playing Undisputed on Friday? I mean, I think that's how we run it up on these bums, right? I mean, that's what a community does. We got Undisputed. Let's get at it, B. Let's get active, right? See who got them hands. Start putting hands and feet on you guys. But I'm going to throw that logo on some acquisitions. I want to know who you want Xbox to go after next. My thought, because Xbox has a partnership with Nintendo, that's cool. I saw that. Xbox should have that new partnership with Sega. It would be wild crazy if they do the unthinkable and make my dreams come true and acquire Square. I think there will be all types of mayhem in these streets. I'm talking about the Get Back gang is getting back at the gang that be talking all that yang. But that's where I'm going to throw my logo. I'm going to throw my logo on Square. Because I'm so sick and tired of you bums. And I'm going to tell y'all, do what I'm doing. Try to play the Game Pass.